Plans are taking shape for Boston's first Boston Art and Music Soul Fest, and to bring us up to date on what's in the works are the festival's founder and executive director, Catherine Morris, and one of the performers, Valerie Stephens. I'd like to thank you both very much for being with us.
Absolutely.
I want to start with Catherine. Before we get too deep into a laundry list here, what is this all about?
This is about bringing communities together. It's about using arts and music and culture to foster a sense of belonging, a sense of community building, and really appreciating what our talent has to offer here. Without our artists, history can't be documented, it can't be written. So it's a time and a place where communities and audience members and artists can all come together and experience every type of genre of music that affects and impacts us all.
Turning to Valerie, you have seen a few performers come and go in Boston, and this is going to be an event at Franklin Park.
Yes.
Quite a cast of different talents here. It looks like this is bigger than anything of its kind that I can remember in the city.
Well, it's bigger than anything I can remember as well, and especially with the diversity of the talent. I've never seen anything like this in Boston, and it's long overdue. I'm glad to be a part of it, you know.
Catherine, talk about some of these different categories you've got in the mix here. I mean, you know, everything from, mainstream to, edgy hip-hop.
Yes. We have spoken word, we have hip-hop, we have soul, we have funk, we have R&B, we have a fusion of those things. I would probably say a little African storytelling is built in that a little bit.
A little bit,
a little bit.
Yes.
But I feel like it represents the diversity and inclusiveness of what the city has to offer in terms of talent. And these are genres that often get ignored or are not appreciated for whatever implicit bias or stereotypes people may have. But the people who give it life live here, and they can speak their truth on this stage.
I want to ask you about one of the categories that I think you're pretty well versed in, and that's spoken word. And you have a performer who's going to do, I saw one clip of her about spirit change.
Yes, that would be Jadi Williams. She comes from a wonderful place. She represents an organization or a movement, I should say, called If You Can Feel It, You Can Speak It. And she's a powerhouse. We've had her with us almost a year now. And her spoken word is really about social impact, social change, and she uses the power of poetry to speak to the masses in a very cadence-like way that I think folks will enjoy.
And another performer in the lineup doing Black Girl Magic, Nia Norwood.
Yes! She's a powerhouse. She comes from Berklee College of Music. She just, everything about her just oozes this magic about what it means to be a strong Black woman in society. And I think through her song, people will become very entertained, but also edutained about what she has to say. And hopefully they'll sign on to her movement.
Reach inside yourself. We are born with what it takes to be what you want to be. So use what you have already. Let your dreams take you far. Even if they break your heart.
Valerie, it also reminds me of something, the kind of songs that you've done.
Oh, yes, I've been doing poetry and music. In fact, that's how I came to music, starting out as an actor and bringing poetry and music together. So I've been doing that for 20 years. I've sort of been rediscovered for what I do. I feel that there's music in spoken word. There is a melody in communicating, a melody that affects children. So I've always done it. I'm glad to have found an opportunity to do it as a part of BAMS Fest.
Catherine, this is also about weaving in the music of different generations. Explain how people are going to experience that in the lineup here.
Well, I think what's important to me when I started thinking about developing a festival, I wanted to look at and talk to the elders who have really kind of told me the story about what Boston was like in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and where the deficit has been, and where BAMS Fest can really serve as a catalyst for change, but honoring both the past, looking at our current, and then trying to project the future. And so folks like Valerie Stephens, who would tell me about different stadiums that used to house different concerts, and the People Patrol, and the way in which it didn't matter who you were or your economic background, you came for the very reason and purpose of just having a really great time. So with that being said, I want to make sure that different generations of artists come to the table and be on one accord on that stage, and be able to say, you know what, we can work together versus separately.
Right. Valerie, you've tried to bridge these different generations yourself recently. You've been doing something on Nina Simone and hip hop. Explain the common denominator and what you found from building that bridge.
Building it, well, I first had to ask I asked my youth translator, what is hip hop? You know, and she said, it's speaking your truth. And I said, oh, I've been doing that. And that helped me. That gave me a springboard to jump off of. And I found that those who know me know that I'm a little on the edge in terms of what I do as a performer. But it was also trying to bridge a gap when you're talking to young people that I'm saying, I'm going to do a concert in Nina Simone in hip hop, and they'd sort of look at me. But it is a natural progression because hip hop artists have been sampling her work since the beginning. The sad part about it for me is that a lot of people didn't know anything about Nina Simone. And I feel that she was just amazing genius of an artist. And so I'm trying to bridge them both. You know, I have a spoken word artist with me, a slam poet, Art Collins. I have a DJ and keyboard player, Yuki Kanasaka, and we just get up there and we're going to do it. My bass player might be. I have to say that what she's referring to, the concert with the People Patrol, that was a mandala in 1979, when the day Bob Marley came to Cambridge. So that's what she was talking about.
Part of the mix, Catherine, here also, you've got a headline performer we should hear about?
Yes, so the headline performer, they're from Philadelphia. They're called Kindred the Family Soul. And it's a husband and wife couple who have remained independent artists for almost 20 years. And they both preach about self-love and community engagement and resiliency, and their music totally reflects that. And so I felt it was appropriate, given what we're trying to do first year about using arts and music as a driver for social change and engagement, with this positivity that you, as an independent artist, you can remain independent. Here's living proof, and still be and engage with your community 360 degrees.
And one other thing, I know there's a lot of local flavor here, but you've got some international performers coming as well.
Yes. Yes. So those that know me, I spend a lot of time on YouTube.
Yes, she does.
And I was sent this video of this wonderful group from South Africa named African Rhythm Production. And it's 12 young people who literally left their village to pursue their passion of music. And they've been touring all over Africa, and they want to make their first U.S. Tour debut here. And BAMS Fest will be that first stop on their tour. So they're amazing. They play all their own instruments. They're fashionable, they dance, but their whole messaging is around music heals, and that's what we're trying to do.
Finally, Valerie, you know, people can tap into music and they're still at the prey of the market, but when you have an event like this where the community really makes its impression on the artist and vice versa, isn't that an important thing?
I think it's one of the most important things. I always say that creativity is a survival tool. And the community that sings and celebrates together is a stronger community. Music is the great equalizer, you know, and American music is a part of the international in terms of what popular music is around the world. And it can create change. And Boston, again, because I said I'm a very proud Bostonian, needs and deserves this.
Absolutely.
The talent is here. She has worked extremely hard because it's not easy creating something brand new. Bostonians, you know, we get a little stoic in our stuff. You got to prove it to me. But she's done it, and I'm very proud of her. We need this.
Catherine, we can look forward to BAMS Fest in Franklin Park, so please tell us which date to save and where to go for the details.
Save the date, June 23rd, noon to 8 p.m. We have 21 artists from all over the city, including outside the country. 2 music stages, vendors, food trucks, live arts, and for more information, find us at bamsfest.org.
Thank you both very much for being with us, Catherine Morris and Valerie Stephens.
Thank you.
Thank you.